One of the most popular tourist destinations in Thailand is Phuket. And here on the northwest point of Phuket Island is Nathon Beach. These stunning views are from the Pullman Arcadia and they have just blown me away. This crystal clear pool overlooks the ocean and I've decided to set up here to cook a delicately spiced and delicious family favourite. Gai satay is one of my favourite dishes and it's a really cool dish to have with kids because the kids can just pick it up and eat it like that. Really good for a picnic as well. Let's get started. The first thing we need to do is make the marinade. Some cumin powder, about 1/4 teaspoon. Coriander powder, 1/4 teaspoon. Both of those have been toasted first. It brings out the maximum flavour from the seed. Some curry powder, about 1 teaspoon. If you like it spicy, 1.5. And a little bit of turmeric. Again, 1/4 teaspoon is ample. Then some sweetened condensed coconut milk. This will add sweetness to the dish, so don't add any sugar. About 1.5 tablespoons. Then to that, some coconut milk. Because the coconut milk has got fat in it, you don't need to add any oil to this dish. Don't put any oil in the pan or into the marinade. And then just to season, we add some soy sauce. About 1 teaspoon is ample. Give that a quick stir. Okay, for cutting the chicken, take a chicken breast and you'll notice that on the breast there's the lines that are running along this way. It's important to cut against them, which is called cutting against the grain. With gai satay, just cut the chicken into very thin strips. You want it to cook very quick. And then place all of the chicken into the marinade and then macerate that for a while. After you've marinated the chicken, take a satay skewer and a piece of meat and then thread it through the center of the chicken. After that, those chicken skewers should go in the fridge and stay for at minimum 2 hours just to allow the flavors to penetrate into the meat. And then we can come back and grill them. The flavor is inside the meat. Light the grill, but make sure it's not too hot. You don't want to burn the chicken, just a nice low heat. The pan's hot, ready to go. Place the satay into the pan. You could use a charcoal grill for this as well. Really important to keep the chicken moist while it's cooking. If you find that it starts to dry out, use a little bit of the marinade and just baste it over the top through cooking. While those are cooking, I'm going to make a dipping sauce. Really simple. Firstly, we take 1/4 teaspoon of salt, about 1 tablespoon of white sugar, 2.5 tablespoons of white vinegar. Give that a really good stir for the sugar to dissolve. You can eat satay with satay sauce. However, as another option, if you can't eat peanuts, this is a really great sauce. It's a sweet and sour sauce with lots of fresh, crunchy vegetables as well. I'll just check my satay skewers. So just after a minute, you can see the brown colouring there. And I'm just going to give those a quick baste using the coconut milk. Back to my sauce. Some fresh shallot, sliced into thick chunks. Some cucumber. What I've done with the cucumber is peeled it, taken the seeds out of the centre, and then cut it into small pieces. That goes in. And then some hot, fresh red chilli. And give that a stir. A quick taste. Yum, nice and hot from the chili, and the vinegar and the sugar together really bring out the flavors from everything else. Great. Now we'll check on our satay skewers. Just a gentle press. If the chicken is firm and bounces back, they're ready to go. Just layer them up on the plate, stack them nice and high. Really simple, fresh, delicious satay. Well, it was time to head off and go have some fun. Nothing better in this beautiful summer paradise to get out amongst it. I've taken a trip southwest to Patong Beach, a town where there is always something to do. I've grabbed myself a jet ski and set out amongst the boats and just take some time out to wash away some of life's stresses. One of the most exciting things to do on Thailand's southern beaches. On the shore, I could see a few people doing something I've always wanted to try. Parasailing. Yep, and it was sensational. The views up here were simply stunning. I was just happily floating around and taking it all in when it was time for me to come back down to earth. After all of the action, I decided to head into town to treat myself to a nice, relaxing massage. A traditional Thai massage where you can get all of your aches and pains rubbed, stretched and melted away. After a nice hot cup of pandan tea, I was taken to have my feet soaked in hot water with kaffir lime and mineral salt. Donned the traditional silk PJs and off to lay down and relax. Relax? Oh! Just chilling by the pool, Sunday morning and birds are chirping, gentle breeze and reading a book. Nothing much to do really except relax and take it all in. A nice tropical drink might suit though. Another fantastic fresh fruit smoothie, and I've got Sonia from Chef's Choice here again. Hello.
Hello, Duncan.
How are you?
Good, thank you.
Sawadee. So what juice are you showing us today?
Today I'm gonna make mango smoothie.
Fantastic.
Yes, and it's actually a fusion style because I use coconut milk and some sticky rice ball in it as well.
Okay.
So it will be similar to Thai sticky rice dessert.
Okay, so that's the sticky rice dessert where you have the sticky rice cooked in coconut milk, fresh mango on the side, and this is sort of like your take on that in a smoothie style.
Yeah, in a
Fantastic.
smoothie style.
Cool.
Yes.
Let's
So,
go.
yeah. Shall we start?
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah. So start off with one ripe mango.
Yep.
So actually, if you don't have the fresh one, if it's not in season, you can try the canned one as well. It is good enough.
And you guys produce the canned one as well
Yeah,
at Chef's Choice?
we do produce the canned one. It will give you a really good flavor and good texture. Yeah, so one mango
Yep.
and a little bit of condensed coconut milk, maybe 1 to 2 teaspoons or
Okay.
tablespoon. Yeah.
Now, last time you were here, you showed me the condensed coconut milk.
Yeah.
And since then, I cooked one of those roti.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I put the condensed milk on top of the roti. It was
How is it?
fantastic.
It's good, right?
It was so delicious.
It's really good with the Chinese donut as well as a
Yum.
dipping, and also for the Chinese bun, like the mantou.
Yum.
Yeah, and also for the shaved ice.
So
It's really
heaps
good.
of uses.
Yes.
Cool. Love it.
Yeah, and some ice, and lastly some water, drinking water.
Okay.
Yeah, ready to go.
So it's really quite simple, isn't it?
Yeah,
Very,
really
very
simple.
elegant, refreshing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's done.
Yum.
Yeah. Oh wait.
It looks so creamy.
Yes, it is. It's from the condensed milk.
Okay.
And here I have the glutinous rice bowl.
Okay.
Yes.
So can you just quickly tell me how you made them?
Yep, it's really simple. You use glutinous rice flour mixed with a little bit of Chef's Choice coconut milk and roll them into a ball and then boil them in boiling water. And once they float up, it means they're cooked and it's done.
So it's like a little dumpling, almost like gnocchi or something like
Yeah.
that, isn't it?
Yeah, similar to that.
Cool.
And this one is a replacer of sticky rice if you don't have sticky rice in your country. And so you put on the smoothie.
Do you just create these in your sleep or?
Not really. Like, I used to see them around, and I just have an idea, and then I create them further. Yeah, so it looks
So
like
you
this.
test them and try them and
Yeah.
test them again until you get it right.
Yeah.
Awesome. Move that
You
out
put
the way.
some coconut milk on top as a topping.
Yum. Sensational. So simple, so easy. Another fantastic fruit smoothie. Thanks again, Sonia, for coming in.
Thank you.
That's
Thank you,
awesome.
Duncan.
It's just bringing a whole new element to Duncan's Thai kitchen, so that's great. And this one I'm going to share with the director.
All right.
Is that okay?
Yes.
Cock and carp. I headed down to Naton Beach to cook a spicy and fragrant dish with some wonderful local seafood. Another one of Thailand's stunning beaches in Phuket. I'm going to be cooking hoi lai pad prik pao, which is a really lovely dish using fresh clams and toasted chili jam. Really simple and a great dish to cook right here on the beach. First ingredient is just a small amount of oil. Into the oil, add some fresh chili and then some fresh garlic as well. Don't cook it too long, just let the aromatic characteristics come out. Once the flavors have come out of the chili and the garlic, we add the chili jam, about 1 good generous tablespoon. Once that's broken up, we add our clams, a good kilo of clams. It's such a wonderful place in Phuket, a great place to bring the family, so many things to do. I'm going to add a small amount of water just to help open up the clams. And then we pop a lid on, turn down the heat, and in 3 minutes they should be ready to go. Just give the clams a quick stir to make sure they're all open, which they are. We finish that off with some oyster sauce, just a tablespoon, some fish sauce, 1.5 tablespoons, a good splash, and then some fresh holy basil, lots and lots of fresh holy basil. This is where all the aromas just jump out and hit you in the face. Just stir those flavors through, but don't let the basil brown too much. That's ready to go. Serve them up, heaped up in a bowl, and make sure all of that lovely syrup, the juice from the chili jam, the oyster sauce, the garlic and the chili, and the holy basil gets dressed generously over the clams. This food is fantastic for a party, great to sit outdoors. All you need to do, grab the clam, pick it out, and eat it. They're so good, they're so delicious. Thai food, fantastic. Old Phuket town is setting up for the artisan markets, and after taking a walk down these colourful streets, I came across a vibrant and tasty drink made by this elderly man. Uncle has been making these homemade cordials for 55 years, since he was 9 years old, and still going strong. Mixed with crushed ice and soda water, it certainly cools you on a hot Thai day. The beaches in Phuket are lined with fantastic restaurants. It seems that everywhere you turn, you find another fresh food idea by the wonderfully creative people of Thailand. It never disappoints, and it keeps you on the tip of your taste buds. So many friends have told me back home that when you come to Patong Beach, come to Baan Rim Paa. This restaurant is incredible, and it's owned by an Australian lady. And it's just so nice to see some really wonderful, fresh new ideas on Thai food. Duck Penang, and over here we've got a little steamed dumpling with crab meat and chicken, and a little pastry shell filled with sweet corn and chicken, and this, a yum using pomelo fruit, which is so local to this area. I'm so glad I chose to come. Cheers. Time for me to sit back and look out over the bay as the sun sets on another beautiful day in this wonderful country. It is said that there are 4 nuts which should be taken on a daily basis for health, and one of those nuts is the cashew. Phuket Island and other regions in the south of Thailand have built their economy on cashew nut production. And what a specialised production it is. After the cashew nuts have been roasted to bring out the flavour, each nut is cracked by hand using this incredible hand-operated cashew nut press. Each cashew nut is then picked out using a sharp pointed utensil and then placed into a container for further processing. The cashew nuts are then delicately peeled, taking care not to break off the nib from the thicker end. After seeing how long it takes to produce a kilo of cashew nuts, it makes me appreciate the cost. Well worth it. One of the fantastic things to do when you come to Phuket town is to come here to Métis Cashew Nut Factory. Now behind me are so many products made with fresh local cashew nuts, and they're really wonderful. Lightly roasted, and these ones here are really cool. I haven't seen them before. These ones are still in their skin, they're quite bitter, really good for indigestion. And this one here is a concentrated juice made from the cashew nut apple. It's quite sour and they mix it with sugar, but it's really, really good for blood circulation and it's excellent, so delicious. This is actually my first chance ever of trying a fresh cashew nut apple. And I should point out that when these grow, they have to choose whether they're going to utilize the cashew nut or the apple, because by the time the cashew nut ripens, the apple's unusable. These ones here have been chosen specifically for the apple. Take off the cashew nut from the top and then take a nice little slice off here. It is incredibly juicy. Now, a lot of fruits in Thailand are eaten with prik glua, which is fresh chili or dried chili mixed with sugar and salt. Add a little bit of extra flavour. Yum. That is so different, unique. Nothing like it I've ever tried. Come down here, grab some cashew nuts when in Phuket. I always love a good local story. Local people making business in the best way they can with the resources that they have available to them. Rawai Beach on the southern tip of Phuket Island. And these little local fishing boats bring in catch every day, and you can purchase them here and take them up to any one of the little restaurants and they'll cook them fresh for you. Fantastic, I love this place. Many people rave about Rawai Beach as it has such a wonderful community feel to it. And as it only takes 25 minutes to travel to Rawai from Phuket town, it is now going to be added to my must-do list every time I come back here. This place has a seriously laid-back atmosphere where locals and tourists can come to feast on the freshest local catch. Fresh mackerel, pippies, clams, prawns, lobsters and spider crabs. I think I'll grab a fresh fish to take back to the hotel and cook it for you. Still the luckiest guy in the world, I think, at another one of Thailand's incredible resorts at Pullman, Phuket. And today I'm cooking Pla Nung Manao, which is basically using a whole baby barramundi steamed with a really zesty sauce with chili and garlic and lime juice. Amazing dish. Okay, the baby barramundi. Firstly, just put a few cuts into the side of the barramundi. 3 or 4 cuts and then turn it over. Do the same on the other side. Take a pair of scissors and just trim back the tail. And then it's ready to steam. When you place this fish in the steamer, put it back onto a plate. It'll protect the skin from sticking to the bottom of the steamer, and it will also collect some of the juices for the fish. To make the sauce, it's so simple. Some garlic, about 1 teaspoon of fresh garlic, a teaspoon of chili, some white sugar, about 2 teaspoons. The reason for adding 2 teaspoons is to balance the sweetness with the acidity of the lime. With the lime, nice and fresh, always in Thailand, the limes are just amazing. 1 lime, if they're really large, half a lime would be fine. A splash of soy sauce, some fish sauce, and then I want to bring one more element to this. And I found this seafood sauce, and I think by itself is actually fantastic, but adding it together with the fresh ingredients just gives it even more of a punch. About 2 tablespoons of that goes in there. Give that a good mix and then taste. It's perfect. So all we need to do now is wait for our fish to steam and then we'll plate it up. To check if the fish is cooked, just carefully take off the lid from the steamer. Using the point of the knife, just press that lightly on the thickest part of the fish. If the flesh has become opaque, it's ready to serve. Take a nice plate, something beautiful to present the fish, and using a pair of tongs, just remove the plate and tip off any excess liquid from the steam. Gently remove the fish and put it onto your serving plate. Okay, and now for that lovely zesty sauce. Drizzle that all over the fish and let it soak into that soft steamed flesh. To garnish, we finish that with some finely shredded garlic. Place them all over the fish and around the plate as well. Some fresh coriander sprinkled over the top, and a little bit of goat chili finely sliced for colour. And that's it. So simple. Pla nung manao, or baby barramundi steamed with a zesty lime sauce. Incredible. Another fantastic barbecue marinade using Thai ingredients. This one is for chicken or fish. It's really zesty, full of punch. It's a tom kha marinade. And the hero of this dish is tom kha paste. It's really important when you're looking in the shopping centre for convenience products that you try and grab them and utilise them in as many ways as you can. This is great in tom kha, but it's also fantastic in this marinade. About half a tablespoon of the tom kha paste, some fresh lemongrass, a squeeze of lime, some coconut milk, and some fish sauce to give it some saltiness. Mix that together well. Place in your chicken breast. Give that about 2 hours minimum, but you can leave it overnight if you want to. And then it goes onto the barbecue. It's that easy, but so much flavour.